Now for our book. I love this book. It's the book The Meaning of Marriage by Tim and Kathy Keller. Yeah, Tim Keller again. Next week, hindi na talaga. Okay, or whatever the next podcast is. But I just super love this book. It's a beautiful book. It's amazing. And I think it's one of those marriage books that can be read by married people. And it will really give us a correction, inspiration for our own relationship. But it's also good for single people. And here's why. He says single people today need a brutally realistic yet glorious vision of what marriage is and can be. The brutally realistic part is for the people who have unrealistic and inaccurate views of marriage. But the glorious vision part is for the people who think they've seen so much ugliness, so much infidelity, so much broken trust and hurt and pain coming from marriage, and they think this is not worth it anymore. Yes, it is worth it. In fact, he says its goal of the book is to give both married and unmarried people a vision for what marriage is according to the Bible. This will help married people correct mistaken views that might be harming their marriage. Definitely did that for us. And it will help single people stop destructively over-desiring marriage or destructively dismissing marriage altogether. I'm curious, where do you find yourself? Are you someone who tends to over-desire marriage, where to you, this would be the end of your problems, if only I could get married, and you think about it a little too much or a lot too much? Or are you more the other kind, destructively dismissing it altogether? Not dismissing it because of God's call on your life or because you just know it's not the right time for you right now, but because you don't believe that it could work. You don't believe that unconditional love and forgiveness can really exist in a relationship. Which one do you tend to be more of? There's a lot I want to quote from this book, but again, given this channel, this platform, it's limited. So that's what the Telegram group is for, so we can talk more about those things. But if you want to geek out about the book with me, then yes, please join me there. He makes a good point how we have all these institutions in life. There's government, schools, businesses, but none of those things are specifically ordained in the Bible. You can derive principles from the Bible on how to run a school or a business, museum, a hospital. But really, the Bible has clear human institutional rules for families, for churches, and for governments. And so when we look at what God's Word has to say about marriage, more than just how did it evolve in society, how do other cultures treat it, there is something in God's Word about it, where the Bible starts with a marriage between Adam and Eve, and the Bible ends with a marriage between Christ and His church. It's important to know how God means for us to go about this. And really, it's a picture of His relationship with us. 2 quotes, hopefully that I don't get punished for by YouTube for sharing. The Christian teaching does not offer a choice between fulfillment and sacrifice, but rather mutual fulfillment through mutual sacrifice. That alone is a lot to think about. Because how often do people in marriages think ako na lang lahat gumagawa, I'm doing everything, I never get anything for myself. No, you will get that fulfillment. You both will, through both of you sacrificing. Jesus gave Himself up. He died to Himself to save us and make us His. Now we give ourselves up. We die to ourselves by repenting and believing the gospel, and as we submit to His will day by day. And then he goes, the reason why marriage is so painful and yet wonderful is because it is a reflection of the gospel, which is painful and wonderful at once. The gospel is this: we are more sinned and flawed in ourselves than we ever dared believe. Yet at the same time, we are more loved and accepted in Jesus Christ than we ever dared hope. Oh, that's just scratching the surface. It is a beautiful book. Highly recommend that you read it and go through it. Great for married people. Great for people about to get married. Great for single people for whom marriage is not in the horizon at all. Because it's really not just about marriage. It's about our relationship with God. We hope this content has been helpful for you in your faith and your walk with God. If you want to support this channel, here's 3 ways you can do it. One way is to subscribe and to share so more people hear about it. Another way is if you want to support us with a gift, you can go to buymeacoffee.com. The link is in the description. It'll help us with the editing and to make sure the content comes out consistently. And thirdly, if you want to continue this conversation for free, no charge, join us in our Telegram group. We've got exclusive content there. We'll geek out about stuff. You can ask questions, and you can even influence the direction and other topics we bring up in this podcast vlog. So, yeah, there. Hope to see you.